Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's segment of our Sunday Tonic, our Sunday Live, where we get to talk to you one on one. This is not edited video, this is just us coming to meet you as we are to tell you of things to do to get into teaching in the diaspora. You see, when Maomi and I met, we decided that we had one goal in common to show people the way we to sort of bridge the gap so that people don't make the same mistakes we made. I don't know about you, Momi, but when you got into teaching, did you get any resources online that helped you?
No.
No. Mine, mine is a story. In fact, it's an odyssey on its own. I did not, I had, there were things online, but they were not for people who looked like me or people who had my passport or people who had the credentials from the university, from the country, from the continent that I was from. I was getting people who talked about getting into teaching as if you just walk into it, as if you're walking into your father's
Yeah.
sitting room. But then as soon as I decided, let me follow them. I now found out that it was not the same. Where they had to stroll into, I had to fly into, I had to grow wings and aerodynamics to get into those places. So our job, since we started our YouTube channel, was to provide as much information for people who looked like us, who had the uniqueness that we have, because I feel like we're unique. What do you think, Mommy? We are
Yes, we
unique.
are.
We're too much. We are resilient, we have the qualifications, but it's just the know-how to get into those places.
Yes.
Over the last 3 months that we started this live, apart from a few weeks that we didn't do our live, we have tried to iron out and make the way straight on things that people will encounter when they get into teaching. As we have done this, people have sent us questions and we've had to modify things where things we thought were easy. We now found that it was easy for us, but it wasn't still easy for other people. And we have done our best to make sure that people get as much information as they need. We are here for you all because we want to make sure that a lot of people get into teaching who look like us, because as long as there's representation in there's children who look like us in the classroom, then there should be representation in the caliber of people who teach them. For that reason, we have compiled all the questions that people have asked us in our emails, live. We've tried to answer most of the question on the live, but we found out that some people have left comments on our subscribers have left comments on our YouTube pages. People have left us comments in our community section. People have left us comments and questions in our on our WhatsApp group. I even have a Google document where people fill out questions. And if you want that, we can leave the link down here for you tonight. Today, we have swept up all those questions and we're going to answer them for you today. If you have any more questions, as you know, we are here to answer questions. Just keep dropping those questions. And if we can't answer them on the live segment, we'll do a whole video for that because you are special to us. And we don't want you to go through all the hardships that we went through. So if you're here tonight, welcome. Don't forget to click on the like notification bell so that we can help as many people as we can, and we shall get into it. The way we'll do it, Mommy, what do you think? You'll ask one question from your subscribers.
Yeah.
We'll both answer it, and then I will ask a question from my subscribers, and then together we'll support everybody. Yeah. So if
Yes.
you start it with the questions, and then we can try and get it into the 1 hour, because I know you have something else very important that you're doing that we can't tell them yet, but we'll release it. Guys, we'll release it very, very soon. So for now, Mommy, are you going to ask your question?
Yes, I have. Hello, everyone. You're welcome to our live session. And we were away for 2 weeks. Hope you missed us.
Oh, yes. We're cooking
Yes,
something really nice.
exactly. As resumption is closer, so everyone is busy. So
Yes.
yes, we have you're welcome, guys. You're welcome. I can see people here. Pelumi, Olaiton, Adaize,
That'll be, yeah.
Adaobi. You're welcome, guys. We
Welcome,
appreciate you.
guys.
So yes, question and answer. In which on my community page, I think 2 months ago, I'm so sorry, I dropped a, a post about people should drop their questions, and then I would make a video and
Answer.
reply. I'm so sorry, I've
Yeah.
not. So we are doing this today. So we got you.
Yes, please. We always have your back, guys.
Okay, so my first question, yeah, someone asked on my channel in which I didn't even reply. It was on one of my videos, and the
Okay.
person asked that. I'm sorry, my phone is is doing anyhow. Do they only take degree holders? What of diploma holders? Looking forward to work in the UK as a teacher, do you need a bachelor degree first, or is or a diploma certificate would suffice, would work?
For me, I think that if you want to work in the international school setting, not the UK, not the US, not the big boy countries as I call them, yes, you can. You might not get into the cushy jobs where you might be in a third tier school and then work your way up from there.
Mm,
There are countries that don't even need you to have a degree. You just have to be from an English speaking country.
okay.
Now, when I say English speaking country, some people think it's the way that some countries term people to be native English speakers. No. Native English speakers for some country means Canada, Australia, the UK, the US. No. In Spain, for instance, if you're from Nigeria, you are classed as an English speaker, a native English speaker. So target countries like that. And then when you're there, work your way up from there. For instance, in Spain, they have something with the Medeas. Medeas is a company that goes around the world recruiting teachers, qualified teachers, or people who have this, who are eager to teach. And when you finish that course, they put you, you'll be like a language assistant in the classroom, but then you'll be gaining a degree at the same time. It's just a way of trying to increase the number of teachers out there.
Mm,
So you can get on something like that. And we can leave the links at the end of this video for you to, or just check on any of our channels, because I know I've done something on Medeas before, and
okay.
then you can just get on it. And they're starting to recruit again very soon, because
Very
recruitment
soon.
window
Window,
is
yes.
yeah, it's soon open.
I'm looking forward to that.
Me too. Me too.
Okay, so do you want to ask your own question?
Yes. And so my own question from someone who dropped this on my Google Docs, I will apologize to. I think I missed this one. I try to answer as many questions as I can from my Google Doc, my Google Forms, because I send out Google Forms all the time. And I think I'm going to post it in my community post again, just so that we'll try and get as many questions as we can. But the question I have here is this. I'm a certified teacher with 14 years teaching experience in Nigeria. I need links to apply to other countries as a teacher.
Mm.
So we have videos. We have videos on both channels. There's Mommy has lots and lots of videos on recruitment agencies and websites for you to go to. I have a whole video on 5 useful websites for you to know to get into teaching. If you get on Mommy's channel and on my channel and you put all those websites and all those links together, woo,
You will
you'll be
definitely get
powerful.
a job.
You will be powerful. Yeah.
Yes. And I would say with 14 years experience, because I've seen a lot of people sent me, there was a time I got a lot of emails, 14 years, 20 years, and they're still struggling. Guys,
Yeah.
when you're putting out application and you're not getting any results, check your CV. It's a must.
Yeah.
Check that curriculum vitae, check your CV first, see if you're doing the right thing. And a lot of people use one CV to apply for 20 jobs. So I think we should check our CV well, and then we should be patient while filling out application. I know it's a lot, especially on tests. It's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should be patient in doing that.
I think I'd rather send out 5 really good applications
Mm.
that will hit the mark,
Yeah.
spend time on it, than send 50 that will not even
No,
pass the
not
ATS.
yes. Exactly.
It's I think people are just burdened by the fact that it takes a lot of effort to fill one application, so they just do it bulk bulk send. No, we don't do bulk send when it comes to teaching. I mean, you
Honestly,
can.
guys, I've been there
Yeah.
whereby I was like you. That's why I say whenever we come on this channel, we've done that mistake before. I've been there whereby I was so lazy and I'll be like, how will you ask me to write personal statement again? I've filled in for 2 jobs and you're asking me to write it again. I'll just copy and paste, copy and paste. Honestly, nothing came back because I was not doing it right.
Yeah. You have to
So
put your elbow grease into it. Okay. Your turn. Your question next.
okay. Um, okay. Someone said how to become a teacher or assistant teacher in the UK step by step process. Okay, that one. Go and watch our videos. Go to Jay's channel, watch our video. Go to my channel, watch. In fact, Jay has a lot of step by step process, especially from teaching assistants to being a teacher in the UK. So go there and watch a lot of videos and do so on my channel. You get all the step by step. You get all the step by step process.
Yeah. Okay. Next question. I like the way we are going through it today. Oh yes. There was a question before we go on with all our other questions. There was a
Okay.
question from one of our lives that there was someone who asked about Canada, getting jobs in Canada.
Yes, 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 yes,
Because
yes. In fact,
guys, when we
she
finish,
mentioned after, yeah, she said we didn't reply. Yeah.
yes, we're so sorry. We didn't mean it. It feels like being in a classroom and a child is putting up their hand and you don't ask them. You go home and you think, oh, that child was putting up his or her hand and I didn't. And it just makes you feel, oh my goodness, the next lesson I'm going to. So today, yeah, is the next lesson and we are going to answer your questions if you're online. So Canada, just like all the other countries, there's the private schools, the public schools, and the charter schools. So again, we have links on our channels. Just look for those websites and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Super.
So someone asked here that hello Omomi, just want to know the possibility of getting a UK teaching job from Nigeria. I don't have a teaching qualification, but I have 12 years French teaching experience.
I think for that, there are 2 ways to do it. Take advantage of the MFL buzzry that is going on now in the UK and get that. Honestly, if you get the UK teaching qualification, you'll be set because you can work anywhere with
Yeah.
as much ease as possible because you know how British qualifications are like gold standard around the world. If you do not want to go through that route, I would ask you to, again, start from smaller countries that will take you,
Mm.
third tier schools all around the world in countries where English is not their first language or French is not their first language. And then suddenly you have an unfair advantage. For instance, if I didn't, when I started my teaching career, I did not have any teaching qualification. I only had microbiology. I think my channel is full of all of that. And what I did was that I targeted countries where they need English speaking people, they need English people who can teach in English. And I went there and I taught in English. Countries like Myanmar, Cambodia, Vietnam, just your first degree, your bachelor's degree in whatever subject you do will get you ahead of any of people who are in that country or people who do not speak that language that you want to teach.
Mm.
And instead of going to struggle in countries like Canada, where you don't have a degree, but you want to teach French and you want to go and struggle with people who I think climbing a ladder gradually will get you there faster. But that's my opinion. But you can always email us for clearance or clarification on this, and we'll give you the step-by-step guide. Right. My own second question. You mentioned something about legalizing our certificates in one of your
Mm.
videos. That means the person is telling me about, because I'm always talking about legalizing certificates.
Yeah.
Do you mean I should take my BSc certificate and TRCN certificate to the Ministry of Education? Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Do it.
please.
Do it before. I don't know about your country. I don't know what country this person is from, because I
Yeah,
didn't write
but
down the country.
TRCN is Nigeria, so
Nigeria. Okay. So
mm,
Nigeria, if you're Nigerian, I'm not running my country into the ground, but we know that things change every day. I mean, even in the UK, things change every day. One
yeah,
minute they say you can bring your dependents, the next minute they say don't bring your
yeah.
dependents. Before one Pharaoh will come that will know Joseph. Please go and get it done now. Get it done now, so that you have it in your hand. And
Mm.
if you don't need it, you don't need it. It's better you have it
Yeah.
and don't need it than for you to need it and then you're running after some officials who will tell you that your
Mm.
TRCN has expired
Mm.
after writing that exam.
Exactly, exactly.
If
So
I
in
mean,
relating,
do
yeah.
you want to expand on TRCN? Because I don't have TRCN. Because you do want to expand on that, the new things we're hearing about TRCN.
Yeah, I think it's from a particular year. If you have your TRCN certificate and you don't have your license, then
Aha.
you have to write the exam again. That was the latest hot gist we got through. I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago.
Yes, when we heard
Yeah,
it, we all
then
shout like, huh?
yeah, then you have to write your TRC. Because honestly, when I did mine in 2016. I did not write any exam.
Right.
So I think it was a year after I got mine that is they started writing exams. So I think those that got their TRC and probably before that time and they didn't get their TRC set. So, some people just did the exam, passed, they didn't go back. So there are some people like that. They didn't go back
Yeah.
for TRCN certificate or probably didn't even get their license. They said, okay, you have to rewrite the exam because things has changed. Definitely, you might have forgotten what you were taught, blah, 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 and all that. Because the exam it consists of educational questions, I think, classroom management, behavioral
Yeah.
management, what is education, and all that. So they believe you're doing it at that time, probably 2014, 15, and then you don't have your license, then you have to write the exam. So that's why it's necessary you get all your documents. Don't just
Yeah.
I'm guilty of one because I think it was 2 years ago I got my master's certificate. I left it for you. My dad will say you left it for them. So please let's get, even if you don't need it, just have all your certificates with you.
Just get it and keep it.
Just
Mm.
and keep it. You never can tell. You never can say you might just need it. So that's okay. Someone said if you wrote your TRSM and didn't go back exactly to get your certificate and license, you will rewrite the exam.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm. Someone
So
said
that
here, Jay, please, will they provide accommodation in Spain if one is accepted as a teacher's assistant? If you go through Medeas, yes, they will provide accommodation. If you go through NowCap, they will provide accommodation. However, if you go straight to there's another one, I can't remember the name off the top of my head because I don't work in those sections. I'm in private, I'm an international school teacher. So in international school, yes, you will have your package. They will not provide accommodation, but they will give you there's a way they calculate the whole thing, and then you will get something towards your accommodation. So I hope that answers your question, Adaisy. So
so
for those
relate
who,
okay.
sorry, go on.
Okay. Relating to the last question, I have a
Yes.
question, yes, here on that, in which the person asked also that do I need to do certificate evaluation or my certificate of comparability, the ECTIS and ENIC would be enough?
before you do ECTIS and ENIS, you have to accredit. You have to authenticate your documents now. Don't you need to authenticate your documents?
No, you don't need. But I think ECTIS and ENIC is for the United Kingdom. I'm not sure if you can use it elsewhere.
No, for the US, is West.
Aha.
There's different ones for the US. I think there's two major ones, but I did West. West is what I used, and they took all my microbiology degree from Ambrose Ali University. I have to keep talking about that university, from Ambrose Ali University. And do you know what Ambrose Ali said? Administration building burns down at the time. Mhm. So that I should go and look for an old copy of my transcript that they have and they will authenticate it for me. I was shocked. I was like, but thankfully I was able to get, because I had sent it to a school in Canada, because I started medicine and then I ran away from medicine. So I was able to get that university to send that transcript back to Ambrose Ali University, and then they now
Wow.
authenticated it. Imagine. And then I now use this. So please, guys, this is why we're talking. Go and collect your certificate before they will hear that one admin block burnt down. Imagine if I had not sent
Yes,
that into Canada.
Hmm.
That's how that
Even
job would have gone.
the master's degree certificate I was talking about, before I could get it, they were like the officials in charge of it were on leave, blah blah blah. So let's just get everything done, get it down.
Our
So
country
when
will
they say,
get it.
where is your what's it called?
It's
You can
here.
have it. It's here.
You even
Where
tell
is
them,
this?
do you want something
It's
else?
here.
If they say, no, we don't need that one. Okay, keep that one. Which one do you need? I have it. Yes. So, the agent for Spain, Pelumi, there's Medeiros, and there's, I hope I'm, now CAP. But if you want to go to an international school, Pelumi, you need to go through TES. TES or Teach Abroad. They have Spain in the palm of their hands, because everybody's in love with Spain right now, because Spain
Yes,
just got
so
a second passport country in the world. In fact,
yes.
you should be looking at me in a different
When
way.
I saw that, I was like, oh, okay. Okay.
Oh my God, me, I'm camping with King Felipe. Me and King
Mhm.
Felipe will be sipping champagne very soon. You should wait when I go and swear allegiance to his country. Okay, next question. I think it's your turn now.
Oh, sorry about that. No,
Or
I
should I
have. You were,
should I
yeah.
read? Okay.
Yes.
This one says, please, I want to know if you've already gotten your teacher's license in Nigeria by TRCN before applying for a job in Venezuela. No, darling. I went, oh my God, the way I flung myself to that Venezuela. In fact, if people look, if you follow me on Instagram or TikTok, you will see I always make fun of the way I enter teaching. I always show myself tumbling into teaching or slipping and falling into teaching. I did not have anything. There was nothing to prove that I was a teacher at all when I went to Venezuela. I just carried my microbiology degree. I didn't even have a master's. I didn't have anything. Nothing, nothing, just experience. And this is what we say about experience. If you don't have the experience, go and volunteer so that it will give you that experience. So that when they
Yeah.
ask you, so what would you do if a child does this? You can answer because you've already seen it during your volunteering experience. Then with the volunteer, you get a job. That's how I was able to get into it. I volunteered, and I didn't go abroad to volunteer. I volunteered in Nigeria. Took that volunteering experience, slapped it onto my CV, carried my CV, and started distributing it to people. Should not ask me the CV. The CV is horrible. I've looked at that CV again and again. I'm like, well, how? But apparently, I wrote a few things there that showed that I was enthusiastic about being in the classroom. So they said, okay, come. And this is the good thing about going to a third tier school. It wasn't a third tier school, but it was a country where I had the unfair advantage of being from an English speaking country, and this was an English speaking school. So I was better than everybody there, I guess. So they took me. And because of maybe because of the way I was so eager, yes, I will do that. Yes, I will do this. Yes, I will do this. So they took me and I went, and that's how my journey started. Okay, I didn't have license at all. I just went as I was, but I did not go to Canada. I tried to go to Canada. I tried to go to the US. I tried to go to the UK. Then I realized that those big boy countries, their criteria was more than I could have than I had. So, but because I was now able to start small, gained more experience from those smaller schools, went to a bigger school, then now I'm where I am because I've climbed that ladder. Still goes to talk about climbing the ladder.
Yeah.
Okay, next question.
I'm currently not a teacher. I was while serving my NYC, and I have a PGD. Am I qualified to apply as a teacher abroad? And I think there are two questions. Is there any training for incoming teachers?
I think that if you go to any school, even okay, so the reason why we advise all of you to do CPDs is because CPD shows that you are receptive to learning. For you to sit through a CPD, and God knows those CPDs are boring. Oh, I don't know about mommy. How is CPD for you? I have to have.
And if you skip,
Yes,
the question is coming at the end of the
yes,
CPD.
the question. Let me confession time. I had this CPD that I was doing and I was so sleepy. But I had to do it because I didn't want, I'd already given myself that day as a deadline, and that day had passed. The deadline for me to finish the CPD was, I think, 2 weeks ahead. But I wanted to finish that one because I wanted to tick it off my list. I sat down and did this CPD. I think I slept halfway through. The thing was playing. When it got to questions, I think I had whether 1 out of 10. The thing just told me, you failed, but you can do it again. As soon as I saw you failed, I said CPD. I didn't fail masters, I didn't fail PGC, I will fail CPD, 2-hour TPD. I went back, slept again. I think I did that CPD about 6 times, and I abandoned it. I said, best thing, let me just go and sleep. And then I'll come back to it. Then when I now finally did it, it went well. So guys, try and do the CPD because the school will then see that you are receptive to learning. And if you are receptive to learning, then they can train you. What I would suggest is that if you do not have the credentials to teach, go to a school where what you have will be enough. If what you have is not enough, do TA, then start your work from there. If your degree is enough for the school, start with your degree. If your degree is not enough, opt for TA. Do TA. While you are in there, make sure you set your eyes on the prize and just climb up from there. Did I answer the question or did I waffle on?
No, you did. And then the CPD is not even only to show the school, okay, you're ready to learn. It will also help in your interview, one-to-one interview questions. When you've done CPD about safeguarding, when they ask you some things about safeguarding, you will know the right words to use. Because when you're asked to define safeguarding, you don't just say, okay, it's a way whereby I will have to guide.
Safely guard.
There are some words whereby when you say that, they will be like, they will be nodding their head.
Yes. You just see them, their mouth, they'll just smile. Smile. Okay.
Then you know,
not show too much emotion.
Then you know you are hitting it on. So it will also help in your one-to-one interviews because you know what to say.
Exactly.
And the right words to use. Yes.
Exactly. And don't forget, that CPD is just to show that you can train. The school will always throw in their own CPD at you. You finish 10 CPD before then they see it on your CV. Then they will now bring those same 10 CPD and say, okay, come and do our own so that we can see that you've done it. So yeah. Okay, my next question. Can you help me with the names of countries just like Venezuela and that need, apart from the UK and USA, that need teachers? Just like you said that we should go to countries that need us. Okay. Any country, first of all, any country where they don't speak English. choose that country.
Mm.
Any country where they don't speak English, because if you choose a country where they don't speak English, it's like what they say, the one-eyed man is king in a
Mm.
country of blind people. Your English is still better than their English 100%. If you go to a country where they already speak English, then your English will not be, it will never measure up to their English unless you go and teach a subject. If you go and teach math, it's not everybody that can teach math. If you go and teach philosophy, it's not everybody that can teach philosophy. But if you go and teach English in a country where
English.
English is not the first language, you are a princess there. If you want to go to countries in Europe, same thing. Choose a country where English is not their first language. So those are the kind of countries that I will first target. Once you target those countries, you've pretty much covered 75% of the globe, because only 25% of this our earth speaks English.
Mm.
Only 25%, sorry, are English speaking countries.
Yeah.
It's just that those countries are big, but the remaining countries don't speak English.
Mm.
So that's Egypt, for example. English is not their official language.
Official
So
language.
I went to Egypt. Myanmar, English is not their first language. I went to Myanmar. Norway, I went to Norway. Amsterdam, Netherlands, I went to Netherlands. If you look at my own history, most of the countries I went to were not English speaking countries. So I can come here and come and show you that I'm an international school teacher, but I chose them strategically because they're not English speaking countries. Because every
Yeah.
time I go, they will say, Nigeria, we want. I'm not coming to you. I'm going to that country. And that country wants me. I'm going there. You know, that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
next question.
Okay, someone said, how can teachers without license come into the UK as teaching assistants? And if there's sponsorship available for TAs too. Thirdly, okay, secondly, the person is saying thirdly, if TAs can transition into qualified teachers in the UK. Yes, I'm starting with the last
Yes.
question. Yes,
Uh-uh.
you can transition.
Yes. Big yes. How do I spell it? YES. I don't know how to do it.
No, come on, give us early childhood drama here.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure. Do you know what? When I'm hanging around secondary school teachers, they look at me like, Talili, who is this? Teacher, early years teacher, primary school teacher. They're like, oh, okay. They come with their drama.
So yes, you can.
Yes.
And the first question she asked about teaching assistants getting jobs with sponsorship, I've heard recently, but it's still not
It's possible, but it's very tedious.
very
Very tedious.
yeah.
You can get jobs as nursery practitioner, you can get jobs as teaching assistant. It's just that you have to remember something. Before they apply for your COS, they have to prove that there's nobody in that country that can do what you're doing, which is
Exactly.
why you should go to non-English speaking countries, because they can then prove they don't speak English here. This person speaks English. Quickly,
English,
come.
exactly.
But if you're going to do teaching assistant jobs in a country where teaching assistant is not a highly skilled job,
Skilled.
it's not a highly skilled job. It's just a tier 2 job. So that means it is very easy for them to find someone to do
Find
teaching
someone,
assistant.
yes.
Now the school might love you, but it's the visa people. How would you convince them? The visa, because you have to
That
pass
will
through that
cost
visa to get to the
yes.
country. You have to go through the visa people. So someone from a country in Europe, where before Brexit, for instance, can come to the UK because they don't need to go through that visa officer. So they can come and do TA. But you need a visa. How would you go through that visa man that is standing in the way without what would you prove to him? I'm going there to be a TA. Okay, that's fantastic. Do they not have anybody in the country that can do TA? See, so that way the school is mandated to find they are. The reason why COS takes time is because they have to give 28 days or 3 weeks of looking for somebody in that country to do the job they are employing you for. If they can't find somebody in 3 weeks, then they now advertise it to people outside of the country or outside of the continent. So that's why I'm saying try and go for jobs that not many people are doing, so they can say, this is a professional coming, this is a highly skilled person coming. Then it will be easy that way. Okay, Mommy is not here. I'm going to jump to the next question on my list. Someone said, can you help me with the names? Oh no, I've read that one. I'm an HND holder in quantity surveying from a federal polytechnic in Nigeria. I did not read education, but I have been teaching for the past 8 years in a big private school. How can I get a teaching job overseas? Again, go to countries where you can use your HND, or start as a TA in those countries and then work your way up. HND is not a qualification that I'm not saying it's impossible. It is possible. However, it's just a bit tedious, but it's not mission impossible. Nothing is impossible. Look, if I can get into teaching without a teaching certificate, you guys should be able to get into teaching, especially having us showing you the way and what to say and all those kind of things. My idea is do a lot of CPDs, apply to jobs, but don't go and look at big boy countries. Look at countries where you are like a king. You are the one-eyed person because you don't have the qualification. You are the one-eyed person. So you go to a country of blind people so that your one eye will make you the king in that country. That kind of thing. Try and get a teaching qualification. That's my advice, because then you don't have to stress yourself looking for countries. With that teaching qualification, you already put yourself at the top of the food chain. Right, Mom is back, so she's going to read her question. I stole your time. I read one of my questions while you were reading.
It's fine. I'm sorry, guys.
No,
I had
it's
to go
okay.
and check on our people.
Yes, so
Okay. Okay, we've answered this. I think we've almost answered all the questions I have here.
and while you're looking for it, someone's saying here, when filling application forms on tests, which curriculum should we choose, UK curriculum or IB curriculum? It depends. If you work in a school where the UK curriculum is what they do, then you fill UK curriculum. If you've never worked in a school, if you worked in a school in Nigeria, then you put other. If you click on the tab to the drop down box to show other, and you write it there, and you write Nigerian national curriculum, because a national curriculum is the curriculum that a country sets. An international curriculum is the curriculum that is applicable in all other countries. For instance, the IB curriculum is international, is in the name. The English national curriculum is the national curriculum for England and Wales. So, but they use it outside of the country as well. So when you fill out your form on test, just put Nigerian national curriculum. If you work in an American school, for example, or you can say American curriculum. Yeah. I can say national curriculum for England and Wales, but I can also say Australian curriculum because I've worked in Australia. I can also say the US curriculum or K to 12 curriculum because I've worked in America. It depends on what I'm applying to. But for you, if you've never worked in any of these international schools, just put other, and then it will give you a space for you to write what curriculum the other is. Okay, are you ready?
Okay, let me answer this. Well done, ladies. Could you please help on how QTS can be gotten via Wales route? I have 2 videos on that.
Yes, please jump on
it. I have 2 videos on that. One I did by myself, and the other I did with someone that got a QTS in Wales, and it's for all subjects. Unlike the one we have in England, which is for the sciences and languages. Yes.
So guys, Mommy has given you a trick now. Go to Wales, get your QTS in Wales.
I will not say more than that.
Do you know, this is what I keep saying. I wish I was getting into teaching now. If if I was getting into teaching now, hey Lord. In fact, I will get Australia, US, I will get all of them because of the shortage. They've dropped before. Talubieri, you are coming from Nigeria to come and get QTS. They will look at you from up to
Mm.
down. They'll tell you, even your conversion, they'll be telling you, when did you finish? No, 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 go and start all over again. Because that's the Yoruba will say one kawakun. They didn't see us as equals. But now they're telling you to come and take your TRCN and convert it straight. Please, guys, don't wait. After this live, we won't say more than that. And hello, mommy and diaspora doodles. God bless you. God bless you too, Taju. Love you. Oh, he's not here to give us our hearts, but we are still sending it to you. So I say, hi, ladies. Thank you for what you are doing. Is it possible to have a list of those non-English countries where it might be easier to get job, please? Darling, Google non-English countries in the world. Google will drop all the countries. I think there's about 115 of them. So 115 countries. You can, Naomi, you can, yeah. Google will give you all the countries. Neoma said, will the Nigerian national curriculum not mar our application, especially when we are applying to British or international schools? It will only mar your application if you do not do CPDs. Now, if you do CPDs, yeah, and you say there from your CPD that you know about the Nigerian national, you know about the UK curriculum, for instance, and they ask you questions. For instance, they ask you, so what are the EYFS? I'm using EYFS because that's the first one that comes to my brain. I can use primary, but EYFS comes to my brain first. And you know that I'm an EYFS teacher. So for instance, they will ask you, what are the prime areas of the EYFS curriculum? If you've done your CPDs, you will know straight away. Communication and language, physical education. And do you understand? So it will do your CPDs. Your CPDs will give you the cheat code. So even if you've done a curriculum, as long as you've done those CPDs and the CPDs has given you the knowledge, they will even look at you as someone who is very brilliant, because it means that now that not only do you know the Nigerian national curriculum, you also know the national curriculum for English and Wales, for England and Wales. So that way they will see you as a versatile teacher. So that's why those CPDs are very, very important. I hope that answers your question, Neoma. Ne.
And then relating to CPD, the question I have here, CPD, QLS endorsed, NCFE, which would you recommend, please, in getting a job? Are they all equally preferred by employers, or which one?
No. QTLS is for people who want to teach in colleges and universities, just so that there's a benchmark, so that everybody that is coming goes through sort of like an exam and they are qualified to teach that age range. I think you teach from 16 to 99, 16-year-old to 99-year-olds with QTLS. Sorry for those who are American based. We are talking, a lot of the questions are from the UK. If the questions were from the US, we'll still answer, because we are all rounders. Okay, so QTS is for people, qualified teacher status is for people who want to teach 5 to 16, I think. Yes. So, and then QTLS is for people who want to teach from 16 to 99-year-olds. Which other one did they say? QTLS, QTS.
QTLS, CPD, no, QLS endorsed, CPD, NCFE. I don't know which one is NCFE.
The National Qualification for
Education.
NCFE. That one's for National Vocation. That's NVQ1, NVQ2, NVQ3, NVQ4, NVQ5, up to the end. I have a video. In one of my videos, I talked about the different levels. I think it's the one where I said what I learned working in a British school. I have the chart. So if you want to look at that video, the chart is there. But basically in the UK, and they do this in Australia as well. And they wanted to do it in Nigeria. I don't know why they scrapped it. So if you finish primary school, compulsory education, you have to do it. When you finish compulsory education in the UK is 16. You must get to 16 before they will say, okay, I don't want to go to school again. Now, when you finish at 16, you still need some sort of skill to get into work. So that's when you go in the vocational, and that's the NVQ, National Vocational Qualification route. And what they use to qualify them or to give them a benchmark to know that everybody has reached here is the NCEF, that NC something, National Qualification, National Certification for Vocational Qualification. So those ones go that way. Then the ones that decide that they don't want to go to vocational school, they don't want to go and learn how to do hairdressing, they don't want to go and learn how to do mechanics, they don't want to go and learn how to do carpentry. Those are NVQ courses: building, hairdressing, isheowo as they call it in Nigeria. That's handwork. They go and do the other one, and that's the one where you go to college, then university, then you get a master's, then you get a degree, master's, PhD. But the way the government has done it is such a way that even if you are coming from the vocational side, you can still go to the other way. Maybe when you were young, you were playing a lot and you decided you didn't want to do it, but then later on you decide, okay, I'm ready to learn now. When you get to NVQ, that NCF 5, the NVQ 5, you can go into, is equivalent to a degree. And then you can still go into university and get a degree and then still get a master's and the rest. It's a little bit of a boring breakdown, but if you want to see it, I have something like that on my channel that would show you the chart, and then you can find the equivalent if you are outside of Nigeria and outside of the UK. Oh, that was a lengthy explanation. I remember the day I did the video, I came out of it thinking, oh, who will watch this one? Okay. So, the next question here. I'm a professional teacher in Nigeria. Can I get an offer, a teaching offer that would be able to sponsor my visa and flight? Darling, my whole 20-year career was built on
sponsorship.
Yes. If I was paying for those flights, I won't go to all the different countries. I wouldn't have gone. I would have stayed in one country. But because someone else was paying for my visa, someone else was paying for my flights, not just me and my whole family. I will look at, once I've spent 2 years here and I'm seeing one country, maybe they are talking about a country. For example, one of the reasons why I came to Spain was because I watched Game of Thrones and they said Spain had 3 locations for Game of Thrones. That is, I'm confessing now, that's the main reason why I came to Spain, because I was like, okay, if I'm in Spain, I can go to one location during the holiday, go to another location. And I've been to all the Game of Thrones locations. I've even gone to the one in Croatia. Now, if they tell me tomorrow that Lord of the Rings is in fact, Lord of the Rings was why I went to Australia. So my main love is traveling, but I don't want to pay that kind of money and I don't want the stress of the visa. So I decided I'll use the teaching to do the things that I want to do. So yes, you can get a school that will give you sponsorship and visa. Go on tests and don't go to the UK. UK will not give you visa. You will pay for your visa yourself. America will not give you visa. They will pay for your visa. I mean, they will give you the work permit, but you will pay for everything yourself. Yes, but all the other countries, they will pay for your visa and they will pay for your flights and your children's flights, and they will give you a house and car and free tuition and other things. So go.
Adaeze is asking, what is Game of Thrones? Adaeze is a Gen Z person.
Game of Thrones is a song of ice and fire. I like books. I read books. All the time. In fact, I have a book here. I have a book here that I was reading before the live started. I like books, and Game of Thrones is a series, a Song of Ice and Fire series. Just Google it, you will see it. There's a whole series on it on HBO. HBO ni? I don't even remember. But I like
She
the
said,
books. I don't like the
she said,
series. I like
okay.
it's like Harry Potter. Harry Potter was what brought me to the UK.
Oh, so all these I would say movies, because for me, I know all this through their movies, not the books.
Yes.
So is you have the book and then you have the movie as well.
Yes, I read the books. Then when the movies come out, I'm there to
You
criticize the
already know,
movie.
yeah.
Yes, I'm there to criticize the movie, and then I will now go to the country to see the sets. See,
Mm,
to that's where you will now see me on test looking for jobs in that country. So that's how I've been able to travel around the world.
mm.
Confession.
Okay,
Okay.
that would be
Next
saying in
question,
non.
Naomi.
Well, I would say I've exhausted all my questions, because most, not that I've exhausted, but most of my questions is in line with how will I get a teaching job, how will I get
Right,
sponsorship, and
right,
exactly, and we've answered
right.
all that.
Okay, I have 17 more questions. I don't even think we'll finish it today, but I will still try and do as much as I can. We have only 9 minutes left. I think we might have part two, but let's see. The next question I have here is I need where is it? I want to take courses that will enable me teach primary school children in the United States or any other country. What courses do you recommend that I take? If you want the US, there's they call it K to 12 license. In the US, you don't need to go and do extra PGCE. Your degree, and then you get your license. That's all you need. It's the UK, you do your degree, then you still go
Yeah,
and do PGCE, or
you
you
see, or you
ah,
do PGC with QTS.
if you have your bachelor's degree, all you need is your teaching license in the US and you will get your job. That's how I was able to go from Venezuela without teaching degree. I got my master's in Venezuela because the school will make you, they will force you to do a course to upgrade yourself. So because they know they take people that are not, that don't have all the qualifications, so for them to keep their license, they have to they have to improve their teachers. So they'll take a teacher that is not qualified, but they must be qualified before the end of the year. So they will put a lot of stress on the teachers that they employ. I mean, I was very happy. Train me. I don't have training. Train me. So they trained me, and I chose masters instead. If I had known, I would have chosen the K to 12
Mm,
whatever the license, but I chose masters because I'm Nigerian. I just felt after bachelor's degree the next step is masters.
masters,
But with
yeah.
my masters I was able to go to the US, and so I had a bachelor's, a master's degree. But the US took me on the basis that before the end of that year I must get my teaching license. So under duress in Venezuela to get masters, I got my masters. Under duress in the US to get teaching license, I got my teaching license. Then I left. So you can do the same thing. You can do the K to 12. Or if you want to go to the UK, you can get the PGC and QTS. Just write to any of the universities and you'll be able to get their PGC. Just make sure it is with QTS. If it is
Yeah.
not with QTS, QTS is basically that K to 12 that you get in America, but you're not doing an extra course. You're just doing the license. You're getting the license like TRCN. You see, mom we said
Mm,
she wrote an exam and she got her TRCN certificate. Hey. So it's just straight like that. If you want to go to Australia, they have their own PGCE too with QTS. If you want to go to Canada, my thing is try and get the UK one if you can. It's
mm,
not as tedious as the Australian one, but it's a little bit more tedious than the American one. When you get that one, then you can use it to work in different parts of the world because these big boy countries, they have bilateral agreements between each
yeah.
other where you can use a British certificate to work in America, you can use an American certificate to work in the UK, you can use an Australian certificate to work in the UK, you can use a UK certificate to work in Australia. It's only us coming from Nigeria, they will tell you, one thing happened, one thing. So try and get one of the big boy countries certificate or convert your TRCN to QTS. Then you can use it to You can use it to tour the world like me. Okay, do we have time for one more question? I have 5 more
Yes, we can
minutes.
we can do one or two more questions.
Okay. So someone said, can you help me find CPD for a teacher of English and social studies? Mommy, CPD. Mommy has you have a video on CPD now, Abby? Do you have a video on CPDs? I think you have.
Not
Okay, so
not
for the
detailed,
CPD,
not detailed video.
okay. Okay, you mentioned it in one of your videos.
Yeah, I mentioned yes.
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 Okay, so I mentioned it too in one of my videos. So what we will do is we will do a video for you that will be just on CPD. It will be
Yes.
me and her just talking the way we did the tax-free countries and the residency countries. We will do a video on CPDs because this CPD is I have 4 questions here on CPD. This CPD, there's the basic one, safeguarding, child
Yeah.
protection. They need it in the US, they need it in the UK, they need it in Canada, they need it in Australia. And if they need it in those countries, they will need it everywhere else. Maybe not as serious, but if you can get what the serious countries need, then you
Yeah.
can work in any country at all.
Yes. Yes.
So you can get child protection, GDPR. I know GDPR is not big in the US because, yeah, data protection there. I've seen some things that they do there. I'm thinking, big boy country. But the UK and Australia, those people they will die on the mountain of GDPR.
Yes.
You can't even show a child's hand, yes, without consent of his
Yeah.
parents. So you have to do that in your CPD. If you can do those 3, 4 CPDs, then you can choose any other one. Then by then our video would have come out and you will be blown away. Yes, another one on CPD. Okay, this one said, I need certification to get hired by international schools. The cost of certification on the sites you shared on your YouTube channel is on the high side. Are there alternative routes to significantly reduce the cost? If you are in Nigeria and you have PGDE, BEd, NTI, and you have TRCN, you can teach in any international school across the world. All they need is that you are certified in your country to teach.
Yes.
That's all. It's not like the UK that they still want you to come and do one QTS. Mom is a very strong woman. I'm not as strong as her. Okay, I have my QTS, but she came prepared. She came prepared to the UK with her QTS. Me, I didn't have my QTS. I said they should stay. Come on, Miss Uruno. I went first to Venezuela, then I did my Ajala, and then I now came back to them after I had gotten small experience. Mom is strong, so you can go Mommy's route, get all your qualification, get the QTS, or you follow my route and gather it from different countries. I go to this country, gather their own qualification, gather more. Then you now have all the qualifications that they need. International schools don't need much. They just want you to be certified in your country or in any country. That's what. So someone like Muomi now, she's overqualified for international school. She has Nigerian one, TRCN.
And I have shoulder pad. 50.
Yes, and you still have a kitty. You have too much. Me, I don't have Nigerian one. I only have the UK ones. Anyway, that has more. That means Mommy is certified to teach in 2 different countries.
Yes.
They only need you to be certified to teach in 1 country. That's it. Come to international school. They are okay. She's certified. In fact, I'm sure she'll be certified to teach in 3 countries very soon. Have you, Mommy?
Yes, so. I'm high. I'm high in 1 country now.
Yes, so. So that's it, guys. And should we answer? Olato said Game of Thrones is a movie and it has a book. Yes, yeah. It's one of my favorite movies. Favorite books ever. I used to talk in Game of Thrones before. If you ask me, if I'm talking to you, there's no way Game of Thrones, I had all their quotes. You know how people use Bible to just answer questions. That was how I was using Game of Thrones quotes to answer questions. I was just a fanatic, but now I've calmed down. No more drama. Someone said here, please, do you have a Nigerian account which one can pay to become a member in your channel, J? They should be able to take your card. They should be
Yeah.
able to take your card. Is YouTube is I want to attend the Saturday virtual meeting. I've been waiting for people to join. I'm still waiting on the other side for people to join. Mommy too has more membership. Oh. So
Yes.
we both have membership, and we want to get to know you guys. We want you guys to be like, we want to be like family, so that we'll be like holding each other's hands across the miles, just like I hold mommy's hands across the miles. Me, I'm in Spain, she's in UK. But before you say want to, hello. So how far? Look at this thing that I'm doing. What do you think? That kind of thing. So that's what we want to do with you guys. Want us to be like a family. Want to have Steezy. You see, I'm saying
A light. Still on composure.
yes, so like us, I don't have Steezy. I have Steezy now, Abby. I now know what it means. Oh my goodness.
Okay, she says it's not working at all.
It's not working at all. Egbami. YouTube. I don't understand. I want to mingle with my people. I want to party.
Probably they will take a dollar card. I know that will work.
Probably.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, maybe if you have, do you have Revolut? If you have Revolut, or if you have what's the other card?
I think you can only open Revolut in the UK if the person is
really.
In the UK. I'm not sure.
It is. I'm showing you guys.
They will ask you of some. They will ask you of some details, probably your PRP. Yeah. I use Revolut. I think I had to put in some details before I could open that.
But this Nigeria,
I'm not sure.
I could use Revolut in every country.
Wow.
People should do and come outside this country so that we can all go back together and fix it. This is the reason why we want many people to come out and be teachers, so that when we go back to fix it, education is the foundation of any country. By the time we all go back to fix that country, people will be begging to enter. She said she doesn't have Revolut. Sorry, Adesi. Do you know what? I will do some digging. Have you tried to use a VPN? Maybe try to use a VPN.
Okay, Omo said he's not working with a Nigerian card. Oh. Okay.
I will postpone this virtual meeting until people can enter, because we have to look for this solution. How will we party? How are we going to party with people if they don't let people enter from my country, my own country? Don't they know who we are? Oh my God. I don't know. I will dig. I will find out. I will dig. I will search. And then I'll post it on my community page. As I said, I always use VPN, but it's not working. I think it's the card. It's the card. I think I heard some time ago that the Nigerian government was trying to keep the foreign reserves, so they don't allow people to make.
Yes, yes, that's true. Even you can't shop on AliExpress. Yes, they do. I've said AliExpress.
What about PayPal?
Nigerians don't use PayPal. They don't use PayPal in Nigeria.
I'm not a Nigerian again. Oh my God. Hey, God. See me coming up with Revolut, PayPal, as if
I don't use PayPal in Nigeria.
Even with the dollar card.
Oh, okay. Even with the dollar, that's
Revolut does not work only for UK. I use Revolut all over Europe. I use Revolut everywhere. In fact, I prefer to use my Revolut than to use my bank card. I just put money that I need in my Revolut.
Yeah, that's what I do as well.
And then I use it. I use it so that they don't have access to my main account.
You think I like
Omomi. I will soon change my name to Diaspora Omomi Doodles so that it will be complete. Because I don't think people know that my name is Omomi. I have to be telling them at the beginning of each session. Omomi here, and with me, Omomi. Said I got. Hey, Olaiton, yes, please. Still on point. Amy Gen Z, the latest Gen Z. Oh my God. So Taju people say I'm really enjoying the Q&A session. Remain blessed. Oh, bless you too, Taji.
Bless you.
Why don't you
Bless
come?
you.
You should go and come to the diaspora, please, so that we can be all doing this teasy together, you know.
Yeah. I cite you, Taju.
He said, I just got here. Please, what website are you talking about? Which one? We've talked about different websites today. Test, Teach Abroad, Go Abroad, TIE, Revolut.
You have to watch
Igbo
the live after the live session so that you know what we're
Yeah.
talking about.
You might have to explain a little bit more. Tech,
Yeah.
professional, and international teacher. Oh my God, that name just shook my heart. My heart shifted from the left side to the right side.
Okay, there's paper in Nigeria, but it's complicated.
This country. God will help us. Guys, it has been a pleasure this evening.
Yeah.
You know, we always love it. Even when we are tired, we will still come here. Apart from the last 2 weeks, and it was my fault. I was in the air. Let me confess now. I was in the air, so yeah, I didn't want to miss it. So Mommy obliged, and we postponed it. Thank you so much. Happy Mommy, do you want to say anything else to our esteemed viewers?
But we are coming back with what English will I use now? Olaiton, come and give me that Gen Z word.
Yes, but where is she? Even Omo. Nazi, where are you? Come and give us some Gen Z. Gen Z.
So we are going to be giving you back to back, and it's going to be interesting. I wish you didn't have to end this session. Oh,
we too. Oh,
I have some kids knocking on my door already.
There are children we have to watch. If not, we'll stay here with you for now. You know. This is why YouTube should allow us to have this our virtual meeting, so that we can. That one will be relaxed. Let our head down with the Zobo. Have you ever watched Mommy's video with the Zobo?
Go and watch it.
You should watch it. I started making Zobo again because of Mommy, so my own Zobo video is coming up. And you guys watch out for the video on Friday where me and her we do battle again, country to country battle.
So we are coming back with full force. We have lots and lots of things to come and discuss here. In fact, there was one we were supposed to discuss today, probably next Sunday. Something about British curriculum and Nigerian curriculum is really costing a lot on social media, and we have to tackle it and talk about it probably next Sunday. So see you guys.
Thank you so much for coming, and we love you. Good night. God bless. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Oh, I don't want it to end.